Hello, everyone. We're back again, and it's hot.
Sympathy and compassion are not the same things.
Yeah, empathy and sympathy. I learned that.
Empathy and compassion are not even the same
I,
things.
I learned that yesterday. I was
That
like,
sympathy and empathy are different. Did you
yeah,
only just learn that? That's why
yeah,
have you noticed that I
yeah.
use them in different
You do,
contexts?
but I never did. I used empathy and sympathy in the same thing.
No,
And we've had so many arguments because of it. But I only just clocked it
well,
different.
sympathy is when you pity someone. It's
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
it's you're not tuning into
Yeah.
them at
Nah,
all.
because I was like telling her, I was like, nah, I'm not empathetic at all. But I was like, wait, empathy is like the ability to understand someone else and where they're coming from. You know, I learned that yesterday and I was like, wait, I'm extremely empathetic. I'm probably
Yeah.
one of the most empathetic people I
Yeah, when
know.
you were saying that to me at work as well,
Like,
and I was like, oh, because you show
yeah,
empathy.
I'm the most empathetic. I'm so
Yeah.
empathetic. I will do things to make,
I
I'll
was,
understand everyone.
and you know what's funny? Because I was like, I never understood how you would say I'm so empathetic because I'm not sympathetic.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
sympathetic at all.
Yeah,
Like,
nah.
I will not degrade someone
Yeah,
by showing them sympathy because to me, sympathy is pity. And
yeah.
when you pity someone, you see them as below you.
Oh, true. The sympathy that I got described to me was being sympathetic is being able to, like, you hear about someone's story and having an emotional reaction to it, like, be like having a lot of sympathy. So you care about that person a lot.
No, that's more oh,
Yeah, that's sympathy to in my head. Being empathetic is being like you might not agree, but you can understand where they're coming from.
yeah. Oh, see, for me, it's different. So I've just explained what I see sympathy as.
Yeah.
It's just like it's
Yeah,
pitying them,
pity, you're like,
and you're like, oh,
you
like,
feel like you're above, so you look down and you're like,
yeah,
oh,
it's like, oh, what a shit
that's, yeah,
circumstance to find yourself
it's all right,
in. Like,
yeah.
oh, like that kind of thing. Whereas empathy, for me personally, is being able to put myself in their shoes exactly
Yeah,
and to allow myself to see life through their lenses
yeah,
of emotion and of mental capacity and understanding.
yeah,
So it's very much really tuning into their state of being. Whereas, yeah, sympathy is not like that at all. To me, it's just
yeah, yeah,
pity.
yeah.
It's like, oh, like, yeah,
Yeah,
what a
so,
shit go. But you don't feel any type of emotion
yeah.
because empathy is the emotional aspect of it. Yeah,
Okay,
sympathy is unemotional.
interesting.
It's more of a, yeah, it's I pity you. It's just like, oh, what, you're not rich and I'm
Okay.
rich. Like, oh, I
I
feel sorry for
see, I
you.
see.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, in that
Yeah.
sense, I'm the most sympathetic. I'm no empathetic. Fuck, I
Yeah,
need to
but you,
stop.
I was telling someone at work the other day, your mate, and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, like Brian just tells me all the time I'm way too empathetic and stuff like that.
Nah, yeah, fuck. Completely wrong use of the word.
Yeah. So wait, when you were using that word to relate
I
to
was,
me, what was your
yeah,
meaning behind that though?
sympathetic
Yeah, but so sympathetic
or
as in
compassionate or sympathetic.
maybe I'm too compassionate.
Compassionate.
I try to be very much compassionate because I very much link that to my sense of
Yeah,
humanity.
compassionate.
Yeah. But the irony is that I'm compassionate and I try to maintain a sense of humanity, but at the same time I'm rejecting humanity and trying to keep everyone at arm's
Yeah,
length.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's very paradoxical.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
actually. Yeah, that's actually, yeah, mad.
Yeah, it's not coherent. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not coherent.
But the book that I'm reading right now is the one that taught me the difference because I finished that other book about influence and the brain's influence triggers and how to influence someone. It's actually a book that you told me about.
Oh,
Oh, the author is the guy that you told me about.
who?
Funny enough, the FBI agent that looks for no's,
He's so good, hey.
that he's mad negotiator for
Yep.
hostages.
Yep.
I'm reading his book right now. Yeah, and
Wow.
he just went through that. I'm like chapter 7 already. I'm nearly pumped it. But he went through that. Yeah, seek for the no's because you'll get a better outcome. Look for the no's first because it means they open themselves up to actually speaking to you. And when someone opens them up, selves up to speaking to you and not just giving you bland responses, that's when the negotiation can start. And as
Yes.
soon as they feel heard, that's when the negotiation can start.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good book.
Well,
Heaps good book. So
I
many strategies.
yeah,
Heaps.
because I remember listening to him and thinking like, fuck, I see how I do this in my life as in if I'm the receiver. I hate when people say to me, are you, oh, what does my friend, Are you busy? Are you busy this afternoon or something like that?
Or do you have 5 minutes to spare?
Yeah, just things like that. Like, and I will always be straight away defensive because I'm like, what do you want? You want something from me? What do you
Yeah,
want? Like,
yeah.
it's going to take an investment of time. I can already
Are
tell.
you free right now?
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm free because you're not giving me any further information. Yeah. So, yeah, and I'm automatically closed off.
Yeah, it gives you, puts that guard. But then if you frame it in the, or like salespeople, they'll be like, so do you think it's bad that hunger's in the world? You have to say yes. And they'll just walk you down like, if you do think hunger's bad, donate to this chat. And you're like, fuck off, bro. Like, I can see what you're doing. But if you're like, do you reckon the world is perfect as it is? And they're like, no. Oh, what makes you say that? And then they start talking, and then it's completely different dynamic.
See, when I'm proposed questions of that nature, and especially by someone that I know is trying to offer me or like trying to get a purchase out of me, I won't give them a yes or no answer. I
Oh,
will
true.
like, yeah. So like if they ask me like, oh, do you think that the world is peaceful or something like that as a whole? I'd be like, my world is. Do you know what I mean? Like, how do
would
you?
be-
Yeah, I block them like that. Like, how?
Oh, cool. How wouldn't you like someone else's world to be peaceful as well?
Well, that's up to them. They have the power to do so.
Yeah. Would you not help someone out if they're in need?
I help people out every day.
Oh, perfect. How do you do that?
Oh, it's none of your business.
Fair enough. But you seem like a really kind, compassionate person.
Thank
Would you
you.
be willing to just invest a small amount, maybe $100 to this company today?
What's the company?
Hunger for kids in Africa.
All right, show me proof that the money actually goes to the people in Africa.
Yeah, easy. We'll get one of our teammates to send you the proof. In the meantime, are you happy if I jot down your name and
Nah,
number
not
so we
until I
can
see the
send you the
proof.
proof? Yeah, so we can send you the proof.
You've already got my number. How'd you call me?
Yeah, perfect. So you give us permission just because legally they'll have to.
Yeah.
You give us permission. All right, perfect. And then your name was, and what's a good time to call you? Or send you the proof?
Yeah, see, I'd
I
probably
used
be
a
like,
lot of sales strategies there,
I'd
but
probably be like, no, I'm not interested.
fair enough.
I'm
But
happy with the fact of feeling guilty afterwards.
Yeah,
I'm not opposed to that.
that's the issue with most sales strategies because you'll walk down this long line and then at the end, they'll give you all the answers that you wanted, but at the end, they'll still resist and say no. Or they'll
Why?
even give a false yes.
Why do you think that though? Why do you think there's an inability to close that?
The book explains that because the idea is yours, it's not theirs. The other person needs to feel like they are making the decision themselves. You're not forcing the decision to them.
That's so true because
That's
you know what?
That's what the book says.
I use that in my life.
Yeah.
I always, and as bad as this sounds, especially with men, I will make men think that it is their idea. And then
Girls are real good at that.
Yeah,
Girls
yeah.
are heaps good at that.
Yeah, maybe we should be salespeople.
Yeah, because it works.
Yeah, it does work. It does work. And I use that strategy a lot actually.
How
Brian,
do-
are you like reflecting back in your mind to think like, when did she use that?
No, I'm not actually.
I haven't used it on you, I don't think.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I haven't, I swear.
Yeah, shit. That's crazy.
I swear I haven't.
No, I don't know. What example? Give an example.
When
Little game for you girls.
No, it's just that when, like, an example would be if you're in a partnership with someone and you want to do a particular thing and you know that that's not their interest or they're not usually historically open to those kind of suggestions, like, I don't know, I want to go to Disneyland and he doesn't want to go to Disneyland. He doesn't want to go to America. He's not interested in it. Hates Americans.
Yeah.
No offense. This is a hypothetical
Our
situation.
audience is mostly American. That's crazy.
I'm just using an example.
Hear that,
We
guys?
can turn it to Japanese if you want Japan.
Nah,
I'm just
I'll
using
go
it as
Disney
a hypothetical
World.
situation.
Disney
But
World.
and then you'd insert you'd create it in the sense of you would insert you positively reinforce little things. Oh my God, like at Disneyland, did you see that they have got the world's best hot dogs? Like, how good's that? And you know that he loves hot dogs.
Yeah.
And then you just pick out little things like that and you keep on positively reaffirming it to him until finally he's like, you know what? Let's go to fucking Disneyland. I don't even care if I never wanted to go to America. Let's go. Let's go
sneaky,
there. That's
bro.
how you do it.
That's sneaky ass.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, eh?
Well, there you go. You can use that in your sales now.
Yeah, I've got a pretty foolproof sales strategy. Yeah.
Try and sell me something.
Sell you something.
Hmm.
What do you want?
Or whatever. What do you got to sell?
Yeah, first step is supply and demand. So like, you need to understand your client, and they need to want your product. I can't sell something to someone that they just don't want or need.
Yeah, well, look at Apple though. They're not selling a phone; they're selling an
The
emotion.
image, yeah. And
Yeah.
every decision you make is emotional. Every single one. So I'll give you an example. The book I was reading, I was listening to it because I don't read and drive. I was listening to it on the
Oh my
way
god, can we
here.
just stop? He listens to audiobooks like 2.5 times speeded up. So it's like
Yeah, so I pumped through it quicker.
it's crazy.
It's the
I was in
best.
the car with you and I was like, I can't listen to this, bro.
It's
Like,
the best, bro. Because
no.
you can just withhold information so much quicker, get through the book quick.
I wish I was like that. I can't hold information like that. To me, it just sounded meaningless.
But an example of every decision you make is emotional is if I gave you, let's say we had a third party, a scientist, for example, an experimenter. He gives me a $10 note and he's like, all right, it's up to you to negotiate a deal with Tian for how much of this $10 note each person keeps. If I offer you $2, are you going to take that deal?
Wait, what?
If I keep $8 and you take $2 out of the $10, would you take that deal?
No,
Why?
it's not fair
Why is it not fair?
because I want more. Why do you get 8 and I only get 2?
So if I offer 6 and you get 4, would you take that deal?
No.
So even though logically speaking, you are $4 or $2 up from what you were before, that notion of it's not fair is completely emotional. That's all emotion. Logically speaking, you're up $2, you're up $4, but
Yeah,
the
like,
fact
well,
that
like
I get
free
more,
$2, yeah.
you're like, what the fuck? Nah, it's not fair.
Yeah.
Complete emotion. Every single decision you make is emotional, even though you think it's logical. And they did a study on people that couldn't process emotions properly.
Is that people like on the spectrum and stuff like that?
Or maybe not on the spectrum, but they're part of the brain. I think it's the amygdala. I could be wrong, but that processes emotions and feelings and things. Those people can only think rationally. They could never make any decisions.
The amygdala is responsible for the stress response.
Yeah, that's
yes.
the fear and stress response.
Yeah.
But those people that couldn't process emotions could not make decisions for even the tiniest thing. So like, or where should we go to eat for food? You'd be like, oh, maybe McDonald's has this trait, that trait. This place has that trait. This place has that trait. But you can't make a decision because your emotion is guiding you towards what decision to make.
Yeah. You know what? That's funny because I feel like that really relates to that trend that's going on online at the moment. How the boyfriends will be like to the girlfriend, like, oh, you know, get dressed, like I'm taking you out for a surprise dinner, and she's like, oh my god, where? And he's like, guess. And the first thing that she says, he's like, yes, that's the right one. That's where we're going. Because then, you know, he finally gets a solid answer out of her because she's not overanalyzing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he also seems like he's doing something really good. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah,
Like-
that's smart, eh?
yeah.
I should do that all the time.
Because girls do want men to make the decision.
But then you already have an idea in your own head.
yeah.
And you want us to guess what you're you want us to guess everything about you, right? What you're feeling, whether something's wrong, what the issue is. I just want him to tell me. He should just know.
Yeah.
He should know I want to do this.
I wonder why. Oh, do you know what I think it is? I think it's because we want to see that there's like a conscious investment in trying to understand and see us for who we really are.
Yeah.
And I think it's validation on even seemingly insignificant and small things like, you know, you make the decision to take me out to dinner and you choose something that you know that I will really like. It's validating that you have seen the woman.
True.
I think that's very big for females
Yeah.
to be seen. And I think for men, because they are very, I'm not going to say surface level, but especially when it comes to attraction, it's very physical, which is surface level.
Yeah.
So I think females, I know that I want people to see me beyond my physical self and to actually take the time to truly get to know me and fall in love with that version of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not going to be attractive for the rest of your life when you're 80. Like,
Yeah, that's true. I am.
Oh, I don't know, bro. When you're 80.
Nah, I'm not gonna be on this planet when I'm 80. I'll be dead by 70.
How do
It's
you
a good
know?
age.
70 is pretty young, bro.
Exactly. I'll be chilling. I'll be cheering.
I want to die young too.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen, but realistically, I'll probably
Yeah.
die old and
Well, the medical
in
industry is
pain.
getting better. I don't like it though, because you see all these really, really old people who don't seem like they have quality of life.
Yeah.
And it's like the medical industry is able to keep them alive for longer, but at what cost? Are they truly enjoying their experience in their body
Old
that is
age.
failing and
Getting dementia.
constant medical issues? Like, it just doesn't seem fun. I'd like to avoid that, to be honest with you. I'd be happy to die at 77.
Same. I don't want to be bedridden.
Nah. Well, that's why we've spoken about this in another podcast, but that's why I'm very big on mobility training at the moment, because I
Yeah.
want to be able to still use my physical body in the highest expression when I'm an elder.
Yeah.
I think it's very important. I want to be completely independent and self-sufficient and still be able to use it in ways that I can use it now.
I reckon that is very important. I also reckon the medical industry sometimes doesn't have your best interest at heart.
Sometimes, majority of the time, and that's not saying my mum was an RN, a registered nurse. That's not saying the people who are doing the groundwork, the nurses and the doctors and the AINs, don't have people's best interests at
It's
heart.
more the top of the corporations.
I think it's the
like
pharmaceutical
Big Pharma.
company. Yeah, and the pharmaceutical company unfortunately funds all of the universities, the curriculums. They're the ones that are the guiding bodies for the information that is passed on to new and emerging medical staff. And although people get into that field thinking that they want to save lives, they're not given the most correct information all the time. And as well, a big thing is that you look at these health providers and you think, fuck, you look sick yourself. You're overweight. You've got bad skin. Like, your skin is the first sign of disease, what's happening in your skin. It's the biggest organ on your body. Like, you don't look like you've stepped in a gym. You don't look like you eat healthy. And you're sitting there giving me medical advice on how to make myself better. And you're not only giving me medical advice, you're giving me medical advice to treat the symptom. And the way you're doing that is by telling me to take medication that's formulated in a laboratory that still addresses the symptom but never quite hits the target of the cause, because the pharmaceutical industry don't actually want you to get better. They want you to be return clients.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
it.
Like any good company, any good business.
Yeah, I think it's horrible. The one part of the medical industry that I do have the utmost respect for, though, is surgical. I think that there's life and death situations which require surgery, and those people definitely are required.
Yeah, 100%. And we're not bagging out like people that
No.
work in the medical industry.
Not
It's
at
just
all.
the system itself is a bit how's it going.
It's skew-iffed,
Yeah.
I rarely go to a doctor, to be honest with you.
Yeah, neither unless I have to
Yeah,
for like reasons.
I rarely go. It'll have to be a big reason. Like, I remember when I got the swine flu in 2009, I was so sick. Like, fuck, like, I was watching people get COVID. I was heaps sicker with the swine flu. And because my mum had just passed away maybe 6 months prior from a accidental drug overdose from pharmaceutical medication, I turned off pharmaceutical medication for years. And so when I got swine flu and my uncle wanted to he took me to the doctor and I got diagnosed with swine flu, and they wanted to put me on antibiotics. And I was like, no way. I was like, I don't trust you. Like, and it wasn't the doctor. The doctor was just a personification, the representative of the pharmaceutical industry. But I was like, I don't trust what you represent.
Yeah.
Like, simple as that. I don't want anything to do with that. So I went to a health food store. My uncle didn't. He got me like a herbal antibiotic, like full of like, bloody, what's it called? Garlic, stuff like that.
Garlic.
And I just saw it out. Like, I mean, no, but when I was sick, like, cause I was bedridden, I had no energy. Like, from here to the fridge, it took me an hour. Like, I rolled myself onto the ground.
Oh, that just sucked.
And then I didn't even crawl. I didn't have the energy to crawl. I dragged myself. It took me an hour to get from here to there to get to the fridge so I could have a cold drink. And like I'd stopped many times along the way just to lay there and cry because I was like,
Yeah, that's not that's not fun.
yeah, but since then, since 2009, I could count on one hand how many times I've been sick because I
Yeah.
chose to strengthen my immunity through allowing myself to have the illness and then
Recover, and your
recover.
body
Yeah,
gets
so to this day, I will rarely take antibiotics unless it's absolutely necessary. I think I've taken antibiotics once in, God, 10 years.
yeah. Same. I don't have medication. Yo, this dog's crazy. This dog's insane. No, I remember one time I had to though. I had a stomach bug. I hurt so much. It was like 2 a.m. I tried to write it out. It just did not go away. So I went downstairs. My mom's a nurse too. She works in emergency, so theaters. So she does all the surgeries and sees all
My
the
mum did that too.
Yeah.
My mum was a surgical nurse as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she sees all the bad things. So we've got like a mad medical cabinet that's just full of stuff to fix you up. So I went in there and I took some pills and it helped me out with the pain. But I hate taking any medication. But it helped and I got through the illness, whatever it was, and like by the next day I was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my body did just naturally fight it off. But that pain was fucked, bro.
But there's a difference between, I mean, I don't really take pain relief, if I'm being honest with you. I don't like the way that it makes me feel, especially endo, like after you have a surgery
No,
or something like that.
it wasn't like pain
No.
relief. It was like it was some anti-nausea, anti-stomach acid medication.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I'm just big on not taking antibiotics. I think that there will probably come a time in one's life when they actually do require antibiotics, and if you build up a resistance to it and you don't have a strong immune function, I think that could be quite dire.
Yeah,
So,
because your body will be like fighting off the antibiotics.
yeah.
And the disease will kill you. But yeah, thanks for watching and peace out.
Bye.